The story of menopause starts the moment two chromosomes unite. The ovaries switch on at puberty, and a few years later, periods start. From this point on, ovarian aging begins, and the typical menstrual health journey unfolds. Periods may be irregular for a few years, and hormone levels rise. At approximately age 37, ovarian aging accelerates. A couple of years later, the typical timeline reaches perimenopause, when the ovarian activity starts to fluctuate over a 7 to 10 year period, which creates many hormone shifts. Menopause day is reached after 12 consecutive months with no periods. The average age can be influenced by ethnicity, and smokers may menopause younger. With a high BMI, it could be a bit later, but the next day is postmenopause. Menopause day can occur at any age for many reasons. The word menopause is used to describe both the biological process and the end of menstruation. The typical timeline is from the age of 12 to 51, but there are other kinds of menopause experiences. When menopause occurs between 40 and 45, it is classed as early. Chemical or surgical menopause occurs with medical intervention. Premature ovarian insufficiency, also known as premature menopause, when the ovaries stop producing eggs under the age of 40. To explain the menopausing experience, we need to relearn some basic biology, starting with hormones. Hormones and the endocrine system are like an invisible operating system controlling our body's collective settings. They work as a team and are essential to life. There are 3 hormones in particular made in all humans called sex hormones that feature heavily in this story. In menstruators, they work way beyond periods, pregnancy, and perimenopause. Those 3 hormones alone support every function in the body, one way or another. Combined, they manage our physical and mental health. All hormone levels can change every day. The best operating balance of hormones is the one we call the Goldilocks level. Not too much, not too little, but just right. All humans are born with sex hormones. But at puberty, things change when male and female physiologies start 2 very different kinds of hormone journey. As well as daily and monthly levels, they change over age as well. If we were to plot the levels on a graph, it would look something like a rainbow shape. Daily levels impact all 11 systems in the body, and the levels are influenced by our environment and a collection of other factors, such as how we breathe, what we eat and drink, how we move, and how much stress we are under. Remember, the body prefers the Goldilocks level. For clarity, when we talk about the 11 systems, this is what we mean. The complete set of mind and body processes are coordinated by 11 different functional networks. Menstruators also have a monthly rhythm of changes called the menstrual cycle. Menstrual health, which is every day of the menstrual cycle, is the powerhouse of physiology. It influences things like creativity, physical resilience, and emotions. Menstrual health is reflected in every single day of the cycle, not just the 7 days of bleeding. A menstruator will experience approximately 450 cycles over 40 years. How menstrual health is managed along the timeline will affect how the body works when there are no menstrual cycles post-menopause. The menstrual cycle has an ebb and flow of sex hormones that focuses on ovulation. Estradiol, a powerful estrogen, peaks around halfway through the cycle. It is released from the ovaries, which are located next to the uterus in the pelvis. The whole process is a conversation between the brain and the ovaries every single day. The estradiol circulates the entire body via the endocrine system, not only between the ovaries and the uterus. The menstrual cycle is a complex mix of hormones at different times, but to simplify, we can divide it into 4 sections. Testosterone is not directly involved in the cycle, but it does fluctuate, and its presence has an influence on the brain and energy levels. The menstrual cycle is conducted like an orchestra with different tunes along the way. During the second half of the menstrual cycle, fluctuating hormones can create tunes that aren't that great and may trigger symptoms such as headaches, disrupted sleep, or direct tummy and back pain, which is mostly due to another hormone-like substance called prostaglandin. A lot of these challenges can be supported or overcome by building a menstrual health toolkit, which includes managing the cofactors of breathing, moving, good nutrition, and stress to restore the Goldilocks level before the cycle starts again. From the top of the rainbow moving forward, this is called perimenopause, when the ovaries start to operate in a different way. The sex hormone levels change and things may start to feel a bit different around the age of 40. We use the term signs and symptoms to note how these shifts appear both physically and emotionally. Periods and cycles continue to change in a chaotic way as you move along the timeline, until they finally stop. The day after, you are classed as postmenopause. To build a really great menopause toolkit to help along this journey, first we need to write down any symptoms and menstrual cycle patterns. Then keep a food and mood diary and note down things like what do you eat, how does it make you feel, are you getting good quality sleep, how are your stress levels and what movement do you do. Become your own hormone detective. By journaling these things, you can make changes that work for you. But before you make any changes, you need to ensure they are doable in terms of time, budget, and support to make them ongoing and sustainable. HRT can be a great addition to the menopause toolkit. It contains the hormones that support the 11 systems. When you add them to the toolkit, it's like smoothing the irregular hormone curve to a level that reduces symptoms. There are lots of things to consider before choosing them, and a good conversation with your healthcare practitioner is advised. Other things that you can do yourself are breathing well, which helps to keep stress levels moderate. This step improves hormone production and function. It particularly helps with the brain, which of course helps with everything. Tools like food and movement are very powerful in supporting the whole mind and body. Talking and sharing help too. But remember to take all of this one day at a time. Remember, this is a menstrual health timeline, a continuum of events that are travelling in a one-way direction from the age of 12 to 51 and beyond. We can make the experience more positive if we listen to our bodies and become hormone detectives. Now that you know more about the language of menstrual health, you can tune in and journal what is happening by tracking your cycle and learning how to optimize it using the cofactors. This is particularly important when we reach perimenopause. Postmenopause is a curious thing we rarely have time to consider. En route, stay calm at all costs. This is a system upgrade like no other and involves a rewiring of all systems, mostly the brain. The new version of you tends to feel strong and confident. It brings with it a new awareness of the world and the community around you. We would love to see more people embrace postmenopause and view it as reaching a positive space on the hormone rainbow, just like reaching the pot of gold. We know that lack of information creates overwhelm. We have to remember that the mechanics of menopause are the same as they have always been, but the way we live our lives has changed. This is what we call the modern menopause. We need to build a toolkit that fits us as individuals. We also need to be at peace with the process and address what may be stopping us from doing this. A sense of community and common sense guidance make a difference in what and how we learn about aging well. We believe that healthy aging is directly related to healthy menopausing.